Most of us have played the Rockstar game GTA and Vice City to be precise. Some few months back, Rockstar released the first ever trailer of GTA 6, which is to be released in 2025, and it's a banger. And one thing that caught my attention was the text animation at the end. So, in this video, I'm going to guide you through the process of creating a text animation like this in Premiere Pro. And without much further ado, let's get started with the video. So in Premiere Pro, I'm going to start by adding my text, and I'm going to use my name for this animation. You can use any text that you want. Make sure that everything is selected. Then I'm going to set the font size to about 700, and let's position it at the center. So with the font type, I'm going to go with something similar to the GTA font type, and you can go online and search GTA fonts similar to GTA, and you're going to see so many of them. So I went with the price down font type, which is somehow similar to that. I'm going to scroll down, then add in some strokes. For the first stroke, I'm going to set this to a linear gradient, then set this to yellow. That's for the first stroke. Then second, that's for the first handle. Then for the second handle, I'm going to set this to something pink, deep pink, or a bright pink color, and finally a purple color. So I'm going to click on OK, then set the stroke width to about 30. Add in another stroke by clicking on this plus a handle. I'm going to set it to a linear gradient, and for the first handle, I'm going to give it a purple color, and the second handle something pink. Click on OK and set the stroke width to 30 like the other. Now I'm going to screw up and make sure that everything is centered. I'm going to screw up and deselect everything. Now let's add in the image. To get this kind of image, you just need to search GTA palm tree images, and you're going to see some images similar to these. Before adding these, let me talk about the essential graphics, because this is where we are going to do a majority of the animations. And if you can't find the essential graphics, you can go under the window tab and you'll find the essential graphics. You just need to click to add it. So I'm going to drag and drop this below the text layer. Then select the text layer, scroll down to find mask with text, and since we don't want it to mask with our strokes, I'm going to say mask only fill. Then go up, select the palm tree and reposition it so that the palms will be visible. And we can go under the effect controls. With the image still selected, I'm going to open this up. Then you'll find all of these properties like the position, the scale, the rotation, and everything. So for the rotation, I'm going to rotate this a little bit and reposition this somewhere around here. You can look for images that are better than this, so you have a good kind of feel. Next, we are going to add a shape above everything. Still with this layer selected, I'm going to select the shape tool, the rectangle tool, then create a shape around above everything. But make sure that this is below the text layer so that it will be masked into the text. Now, select the fill and choose a linear gradient. And for the first color, I'm going to set this to blue. Click at the center or in the middle to add in another color, and for this I'm going to give it a pink color. Next, select the last handle and give it a yellow color. Click on OK. Then under the effect controls again, I'm going to find this shape layer, open this up, then go under the rotation and set this to 90. This is because I want the blue to be at the top, then we have the pink, and finally yellow. Like you can see here, we have the blue color up here, then we have the pink, and finally the yellow color below. Now I'm going to reduce the opacity to about, let's say, 45 to 50%, depending on the palm tree image that you use below. And we have the before and after. Next, we are going to animate these palm trees or the palm leaves. So we are using the turbulent displays to do that. And make sure that the turbulent displays is above the palm tree image so that it will have effect just on that. Select it, go under the effect controls, set the first keyframe from the evolution, move to the end of that layer and set in the second keyframe with a value of 50. And when I play this, you're going to see the palm trees moving. After doing that, I'm going to select everything and set it and push and place it inside a group by clicking on create group. And we can give it a name like BG text, which is background text, because we are going to add another text above this or on top of this text layer. Still with this text layer selected, because everything has to be on the same layer, I'm going to select my text tool, then type in my name. And while typing your name, make sure that it's not inside this group, but on its own layer. For the font size, I'm going to set this to 200. Then we don't need this stroke and this for now. And let's position this at the center by clicking on this. That's for the vertical center and the horizontal center. So it will be at the center. And type in my name. Select the text below and then I'm going to reposition it. So I'm going to use this right here. So to make sure that it's at the right position. Select everything, then give it a stroke. So for the stroke, I'm going to check this box, then give it a solid fill for now. Set the stroke width to 15, add in another stroke, then this, and for this other stroke, it's going to be a linear gradient. Select the first handle and give it a yellow color. And for this, I'm going to give it something like pink, because if you see from the reference image, you have something yellow at the start, then something pink at the end. So I'm going to give this a deep pink color like so, and hit on OK. Set the stroke width to 7. Everything is okay, so I'm going to click on this to center it once more at the center of my program monitor. And you can also play around with the size to make sure it works perfect for you, but I think this is okay. Next, let's animate everything. But before that, I'm going to position this in, I'm going to place this inside its own group, and I'm going to call it main text. For the animation, the first thing I'm going to add is a VR glow, and I'm going to bring this inside the main text group and above the text. Go under the effect controls and then locate the VR glow, which is easy. You just need to select the effect and then it's going to be highlighted inside the effect controls. First, you're going to set the luma threshold to 0. Then use tint color, you check that, and for the tint color, I'm going to give it a pink color. Hit on OK. Moving to the very start, I'm going to hold the shift key and then press the right arrow key once. This will move 5 frames ahead and I'm going to do it 9 times. Set the first keyframe for the glow brightness. Then do the same thing to move ahead and set in the second keyframe. And back to the first keyframe, I'm going to set this to about, let's say 2. And then for the second keyframe, this should be set to 0. Under the effect panels, I'm going to search crop. Add that to the layer. Then bring this inside the main text group and above everything inside that group. And make sure that the playhead is where the VR glow's first keyframe is located. Set the first keyframe for the bottom property. Move to the second keyframe and set the second keyframe for that. Now, for the first keyframe, I'm going to select the crop effect so that these handles will be visible. Then I drag this upwards around here and set the edge fader to 50. So what this does is that, let me bring my playhead somewhere around here. It's going to give it some kind of fade effect. So if I set this to 0, this is going to have a sharp cutout, and that's not looking good. So you need to set this to about 50 or lower value depending on what you're going for. Select all of these keyframes, right click and continuous bezier to make the animation to be much better and smooth. I'm going to select this crop effect and copy it by pressing Command C, that's on Mac, or Control C on Windows. So open this up, open the background text group, then paste it and bring it inside that group but above everything. Go to the very start of the layer, locate that effect, which I'm going to click on it so that I can easily locate it. Select the keyframes and bring it to the very start so that this will come in before the other text. We can make this to be much better by rearranging these keyframes. So I'm going to select these keyframes, bring this a little bit ahead around here. Then for the crop effect, I'm going to select its last keyframe and bring it a little bit behind so that it will have some kind of delay to it. And note that I'm working with this here, and when I play this one more time, you're going to see this, then it comes in. We're done animating this text. You can see in the GTA 6 text animation, we have an outline animation before the main text animation. So we are going to create this outline animation. And to do that, we are going to duplicate this by holding down the Option key and bringing this upward, or that's the R key on Windows. Then, holding down the Shift key, I'm going to tap the right arrow key 9 times. And then I'm going to cut out this layer. For now, I'm going to reposition this to a position like around here, just for now, and we are going to reposition this later on. Select this layer, then go under the effect, then go under the essential graphics. I'm going to delete the main text because we don't need that. We don't need this crop effect. We don't need everything inside here except the text layer. And I'm going to remove it inside this group and delete the group. Select the text layer, go down and remove the stroke. We don't need all of these strokes. Set the fill to black and nothing will be visible on the screen, and mask with text should be unchecked. Move up to the effect panels and search the VR glow. Double click to add it. Then under the essential graphics, I'm going to select the VR glow effect, and at the start of that layer, I'm going to make sure that the luma threshold is set to 0. Use tints color is checked and the tints color is set to pink. You can choose any color that you want to go with and click OK. Now we have something like this. So set the first keyframes for the glow radius and the glow brightness. Move to the end of that layer and set the second set of keyframes. And the values should be set to 0. And back to the first keyframes, I'm going to set the glow radius here to about, let's say, 150, and with the glow brightness to 5. I'm going to copy this text layer and paste it, and we are going to have something like this. But if you don't like the radius of this, we can reduce it. So I'm going to reduce the glow radius to about 70% or so. I think this looks better. Now to animate this outline, I'm going to select this top layer, then copy this crop effect for the back, paste it on top of this layer, and make sure that it's above everything so that it will have an effect on everything below it. Then I'm going to move my playhead to somewhere around, let's say around here, and bring this other layer here to that position. And if you look at my cursor, it's going to change position right at the start. So I'm going to click on that, press Command Z to add the cross dissolve effect to it, or transition. So you have a smooth transition into this layer. And that's how you can recreate the GTA 6 text animation in Premiere Pro. And that's it for today's video. Hope you found it useful and interesting. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video to support the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, keep editing.